So how would you characterize that first half?
We were a little sluggish, a little bit. The coach staff said to us in the huddle that we got to attack the zone. We really were aggressive in the zone. So especially when we came in at halftime. So started when they went zone, started to attack the zone, got a good look, see if we hit shots. So it was a better second half than the first half for sure.
You both had big plays to kind of ignite that second half. Jamari, you hit the three. Zed, you had the back-to-back buckets and the shot clock violation. What did those moments, how much did you guys need something to spark you and get you going after the way the first half went?
We needed that a lot, especially like you said, the first half was like one of the worst first halves we played all season. So we just needed something like spark to get us going, and I feel like that's the spark we needed.
Talking about the defensive play, we, as you said, we need stops. Defense creates offense. So us getting stops, it gives us energy, and we go down there and score the ball. He gets big shots. I told Jamari all the time, when I pass you the ball, please shoot the ball. And he still doesn't shoot it when I pass him the ball. So, I'm trying to up my assist numbers. but yeah, I tell him every time I pass out, shoot the ball. Be confident. So yeah.
Jamari, why do you think that was one of your worst? You said it was one of the worst halves of the season. Why do you think that was the case?
We just wanted ourselves, especially me. Them 2 dumb fouls early in the game kind of took me out my game. Then just like we wasn't aggressive at all on the offensive end, just standing there, wasn't attacking the goal, offensive rebound, we were just lazy, basically. But we picked it up second half, we needed that.
It seemed like, there were moments in that first half where you guys kind of were able to step up defensively. Whether it's that Cedric double dribble or the eventual kind of Kyle Young kind of forced a shot at the end of the shot clock, but it didn't turn into offense like you were saying. What kind of clicked there in that second half to allow the defense to kind of create momentum on that offensive side?
Just keep doing what we're doing. We felt like first half we played good defense. We just knew like shots won't fall. We couldn't control that, and just managed to take care of the ball. We had a bunch of sloppy turnovers first half also. So just keep doing what we're doing on defense and turn defense into offense, and that's the best. That's how we want to play, get turnovers and play in transition. So we feel like that's the easy way to score and the way we want to play. So just focus on the defense and everything, take care of itself.
And it seemed like, turnovers were something that kind of plagued you guys early in the year, and it seemed like something that you guys kind of got away from. What was it that allowed them to rear their head there in the first 20 minutes?
Not being aggressive. We're just standing around the zone, not giving the shots they're going to take us, trying to force it, things like that. So just not playing our game. That's basically what we did.
Jamari, when you pick up those 2 early fouls, what are you thinking as you sit on the bench there for a few minutes, and then how did you kind of snap back into it there in the second half?
I was hard on myself because I did it in Michigan. I want to say that I had 2 early fouls, so just knowing like I got to be smarter than that, keep taking myself out of the game, especially like that. But I didn't want to take that away from my aggressiveness on the defense end because that's like what I do. So I just got to adjust with the game, see how the ref calling it early, but. I just had to stand there, keep my head in the game because the coach told me he was like, you going back in first half, just keep your head into it and things like that. So,
how do you balance that sort of aggressive mindset? You've been one of the best steals guys in the league for a few years now, but there's also possessions where you're really directing traffic out there and making sure the switches are on point and stuff. How do you balance when to be the aggressive guy who's going to gamble for a steal as opposed to the guy who's going to be sort of the quarterback, for lack of a better term, is getting everybody in the right spots?
Okay. Just pick my chance. Just pick it out. Don't do it every play. That's something coach Hoffman do it. You gotta pick your spots throughout the game when you want to be aggressive, and just read the refs. They call in ticky top fouls. Then don't be as much aggressive I want to be, but just coming in knowing they had a good guard on the other team. That was something I was focused on. Just going out there trying to get starts and be aggressive. Don't let him get started early, but obviously that. Refs took me out of that, but just
You found though.
sometimes.
So it did seem like you found a way to affect that in the second half without fouling, obviously.
Right.
How did you, get to that point?
I don't know, just being me, basically just being me. I feel like they let me free up a little bit more on the defensive end, play a little bit more aggressive, but I wasn't gonna stop playing aggressive, even though they was gonna keep calling me. I wasn't gonna let that change my game. I was gonna keep being out, make the refs, put it in the refs' hands to call it, not call it.
Jamari, Minnesota's coach said that they dared you to take some threes, sagged off a little bit. When teams do that, how important is it that you not only take those, but you make them?
Very important. I love when they do that easy points for me. I don't know why teams keep backing off, but I'll take it and just get it. But like I said, I feel like that the defense, the early fouls affected me first half also on the offensive end. Like I was just so much in my head that I was missing shots that I knew I was supposed to hit and I could hit. So just taking the shot they give me, they're gonna give it to them. I'm gonna take it all day.
How much of handling that type of situation is you being a veteran and having been through this before, as opposed to maybe early in your career that gets you even more than
Right.
what it did in the first half?
Yeah, played a big role. Like you said, if I was younger, like my freshman or sophomore year, it definitely would have got to me throughout the whole game. But I knew I had a whole another second half to bounce back and things like that. And especially like in the Big Ten, you can't hold on to stuff because every possession matters, no matter if it's home or away. So just shaking it off and just being who I am. Second half.
Jamari, the whole team's daring you to shoot. At what point in the game do you actually notice that they're doing that?
I noticed from the beginning. I just right when I got back in, I just wanted to get my rhythm, my flow, because I early fouls that kind of got me out my flow. So I was just trying to get my flow, get steals, get easy baskets here and there. But second half, I feel like I just came out with my flow and just knocked the shots down that they gave me.
So when you do notice it, obviously you're not going to try to force it, but how do you kind of know, all right, I need to start getting my shot going now versus when I need to continue to run the offense?
Yeah, be aggressive. That's my thing. Just be more aggressive on that, especially when they gonna give it to me. And I notice, like you say, don't force shots, but take the good ones for sure.
Last question.
Zed, we talked with Chris Holman a lot this past week, and he mentioned how you and the coaching staff have had conversations about being tough on the inside, defensively and whatnot, especially against Hunter Dickinson at Michigan, and then tonight with Minnesota. I think you had a shot clock violation where you were really excited after forcing Minnesota to get into one of those. How have you taken what the coaches have told you about being more physical and just tougher on the defensive end and really applied it over the last handful of games?
Yeah, well, speaking with the coaching staff, I feel like you have to get better on defense. Like, you're like the anchor on the back line, so in ball screens and rotating over, like they said, you have to be better. Like teams are scoring like too easy in the paint, so trying to build on that every game. Get better on that every game, and just going to the shot clock. The one shot clock violation. That's a tough defensive stop, and we needed that. It brings I see the crowd got into it, and and he got behind the energy, and we just kept it rolling. So we need those plays, and I need to be better every game on defense.
And this could be for either of you. I mean, last week after the win of Michigan, Chris Holman clamored for E.J. Liddell to be more involved in the national conversation, Conference Player of the Year and whatnot. He scores 4 points in the first half and then comes back for a double-double in the second half. How have you seen E.J. just be so integral to the offense where he can play the first half like how he did, but then come roaring back in the second half?
He's a great player. He deserves to be reminded for the National Player of the Year.
He should be the player of the year.
Yeah,
Definitely.
literally.
He played both ends too. He'll be a shot blocker for us too. Like a lot of big time players don't do that. They usually focus on one end, but I feel like he doing on both. And he bonding more on the defense end, but definitely got my vote for player of the year for sure.
And you see them both in the games, big shots, going off 35, 30, just shows time and time again that he's one of the best players, if not the best player in the country in college.